So let's see how we did on the test review. Number 1, find the area of the parallelogram. So we're going to do area equals base times height. So the base on this parallelogram is 11, the height is 9. So 11 times 9, and that would be 99, and this was inches squared. So I would put B as the correct answer. So 99 inches squared. So this is what you needed to do to show your work right here. Okay, so for number 2, find the height of a parallelogram with base 9.44 meters and area of 70.8 square meters. So if our area equals base times height, and the area was 70.8, and we know the base is 9.44 times the height. To solve this equation, we need to get h by itself. So we need to cancel out, undo this 9.44 using division. And we need to do that to both sides. So 70.8 divided by 9.44 is 7.5, and we were talking meters, so 7.5 meters. And that is B. Now, if you want to check it, it would be 7.5 times 9.44, and that should equal 70.8. Yep. So that's the little, if you want to check it. Okay, number 3, we're moving on to triangles. So let's just remember the area of a triangle is half the base times the height. So find the area, half of the base times the height. So 1/2, this is how you show your work. Then you multiply by the base and the height. And I'm going to plug that into the calculator. 0.5 times 23.7 times 4.9. That is 58.065, and we were talking square meters. So over here, that makes A the correct answer. Now, for number 4, find the missing dimension of the triangle with a height of 15 feet and area of 285. So again, remembering, and you know what, we like to use this, base times height divided by 2, which if you did that for this, if you would have said area is base times height divided by 2, then you would have shown your work by saying 23.7 times 4.9 divided by 2, and you would have gotten the same answer. So here, area was 285, so I'm plugging in what I know. I don't know the base. I know the height was 15. And to solve this, I multiply both sides by 2. So that undoes, if that's the right word, this 2 right here. So 2 times 285 is 570. And that equals base times 15. So now to undo the 15 here, I need to do the inverse operation and divide both sides by 15. And that leaves the base of 570 divided by 15, which is 38. And to check that, you could do 38 times 15 divided by 2, and that should give us 285 for the area. Yep. So that's how you check your work. That's how you show your work. And the base is 38 feet. So that would be B. All right, let's move on to learning objective C, the area of trapezoids. And we need to find the area of this figure, round to the nearest tenth if necessary. So half of the height times the sum of both bases. So area equals half times the height times the sum of both bases. You also might write it like this, and that's okay too. So I'm going to plug in my numbers. area equals half. Now the height is 6, and the bases are 7.5 and 5. So that would be half times 6 times 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.5. All right, half of 6 is 3. So 3 times 12.5 is 37.5. And if you wrote it this way, it would be 6 times 7.5 plus 5 divided by 2, which is 6 times 12.5 divided by 2. And that's going to be 37.5. And we're talking feet. Square feet. Sorry. All right, so 37. Oh no, it's inches. Jeez Louise. Inches. I was looking at the wrong one. Okay, 5 is 37.5 inches squared. Okay, so that's B. Now, looking at number 6, we have a trapezoid. We know the area, we know the bases, we need the height. So, what was that formula? You might have had to look in your reflection. Height was 2 times the area divided by the sum of both bases. So let's plug in the numbers. We know that the area is 280, and then the bases were 12 and 8. So 2 times 280 is 560. 12 plus 8, 20. So 560 divided by 20 is a nice solid 28. And this time we are really talking about meters. 28 meters. And that would be A. All right, number 7. Find the area of the figure. So we're talking composite figures right now. So let's split this up into triangle, square, triangle. So this is area 1, area 2, area 3. So if I'm talking about the triangle, area 1, that's going to be half times the base, which was 6, times the height. Now, how do we find out the height? If this whole thing's 8 and this is 5.5, what's 8 take away 5.5? Could have done that mentally. 2.5. So you have to divide that by 2 because there's some here and some here. So 2.5 divided by 2, it means this height is 1.25. So half times the base times the height. So that is 0.5 times 6 times 1.25 is 3.75. All right, next. So by the way, this is feet. The other triangle is the same thing. So A3, this triangle, is 3.75 square feet too. So what about the square? That was 5.5. It's not really a square, is it? 'Cause it's a rectangle. 5.5 by 6. So that 5.5 times 6 is 33. So now we just need to add all those up. 3.75, 3.75, and 33. Add them all up. 33 plus 3.75 plus 3.75 is 40.5 square feet. And that is A. All right, next. Okay, we've got a composite figure here, but we don't want this area, so it involves subtraction. So what do we have? We have this whole rectangle to find, and then we can take away the triangle. So this is like this whole thing here is area 1, and this we're taking away area 2. So in the end, it's going to be area 1 take away area 2, area 1 was the big rectangle. So that's going to be 9.3 times 7.8. All right, let's get that. 9.3 times 7.8, 72.54 millimeters squared. Okay, now the area of the triangle, that is half times the base, 7.8. Now how do we find out the height? Oh, it tells us 3. So half, 0.5 times 7.8 times 3, 11.7. And you might have set it up like this. You're still going to get the same answer. Sorry, base times height divided by 2. So 11.7. So now I need to subtract. So 72.54, take away 11.7. 72.54, take away 11.7, 60.84 millimeters squared. That's B. And now we just have the vocab. What's the formula for area of a parallelogram? Base times height. Formula for area of triangle, it's half the base times the height. Formula for area of a trapezoid, half the height times the sum of both bases. And composite figure, it's made up of 2 or more two-dimensional figures. And that is the review. The test is very, very similar. Make sure that you're showing your work like I did. All right.